So we fully switched over to BTCPay Server in June of last year. And at the end of the year, we processed a total of 38,000 transactions, a little over 38,000, of which it was $39 million worth of transactions. So it's worked for us really, really well. Now, BTCPay Server, as you know, is an open source software that's free to use. We switched over to it because it really made the on and off rails super easy. The documentation is excellent. They're constantly maintaining and updating the service, and it really cut down our development time by maybe a year and a half, 2 years. Whereas if we had developed something like that ourselves, it probably wouldn't be as good, and it would take a lot more time and resources to develop. The developer docs are super easy, so we really just needed to take a look at their API, set it up on our Docker, and kind of run through a whole bunch of test cases. It's really easy to generate invoices. We love it. It just makes it super simple and fast. Also, their integration with different Lightning providers is awesome, as well as their ability to have a node that's linked with BTCPay Server to make things easy for accepting Lightning payments as well as sending them out. So Unbank we're cash kings, right? So we operate a network of ATMs here in the US, as well as our mobile app that integrate through our ATMs to allow people to buy and sell Bitcoin with cash. We also have traditional rails as well, like Venmo, PayPal, push to card, but we specialize in cash. So those are the methods that I personally prefer, and it differentiates ourselves from Coinbase, Swan, Cash App, all of those other guys that are a lot bigger than us. During the implementation process, there really wasn't that many challenges with BTCPay Server. They made it really easy to use. Our backend developer really loved it. It made all of our jobs a lot easier. And we were able to process a little over 38,000 transactions in 6 months. So I highly suggest BTCPay Server if you're looking to accept Bitcoin or start some type of exchange. So BTCPay Server contributes to Bitcoin and the whole ecosystem, as well as just acceptance and adoption of Bitcoin in an incredible manner. These guys really put in a lot of thought when developing this software. Some might say, it could have been a company that wasn't open source, right? It could have been a BitPay, right? But they really wanted to focus on the adoption as well as Bitcoin as a whole, as opposed to kind of pushing their own agenda and charging people fees. It really aligns with Bitcoin's values, right? The whole point of Bitcoin is it's an electronic cash for the internet, right? So the acceptance of Bitcoin or distribution of Bitcoin should be on your own terms. There should be no middleman, right? BTCPay Server allows anyone to host a node and their software and accept Bitcoin payments without any fees. So it perfectly aligns with my values as well as other Bitcoiners. Unbank benefits from BTCPay Server by allowing talented developers to create software that they love and that we can use. We're a small team. We're not venture backed. This is all bootstrapped. I started this company a little over 10 years ago, and we don't have the resources that Coinbase, Kraken, all of these big guys have. So to have an open source software with this many features that is so thought out and developed is really huge for us, and I think it could be huge for other people that are looking to start similar projects. Yeah, so we connected BTCPay Server to our ATMs. Before, we were using a centralized platform similar to BitGo, and BitGo can be really expensive. You know, a lot of companies use BitGo. It's got some insurance as well as some other good qualities, but ultimately it is a central point of failure if their services go down. I don't really think it aligns with the values that we should have as people who adopted Bitcoin. So with BTCPay Server, you can host it on really any environment you want, and it's super flexible. So it's really helped us tremendously. With the centralized service we used before, there used to be a lot of API issues, transactions failing that we'd have to rebroadcast because their API went down, right? The stability has increased tremendously from operating on BTCPay Server. It's just a more reliable software, and the guys have really tested it thoroughly. It's got a proven track record, so I can't say enough good things about their software. So during the implementation phase of BTCPay Server, I'm not a developer. I did set up the test environment. So some of the things I learned were how easy and flexible BTCPay Server is when implementing hot wallets. You can create a hot wallet on their system, or you could import your own wallet that you created outside of BTCPay Server, or you can have a extended public key, which can derive wallets, but not have BTCPay Server have access to those funds. So you can receive those funds and have the wallet elsewhere. So I think that was a really, really cool feature. I've known about that before, but I did learn about that in the implementation phase, and we kind of weighed the risk benefits of those choices and made a really, really solid decision based off of that. Absolutely. So, if you're running a full node on DigitalOcean, that can be upwards of $300 a month. With BTCPay Server, you can set up an easy instance on Luna node, and that can be anywhere from $30 to $40 a month. Forget exactly how much we're paying, but you can prune your node, and it can be really, really cost effective. So it's just a great piece of software, and $30 to $40 a month isn't really going to break the bank for a lot of these startups or companies that are looking to accept Bitcoin. Yeah, so BTCPay Server, in terms of future outlook, there isn't too many things I would really change about the software. There might be some minor improvements, like adding a dependency on a price API and redundancies in place. So if one price API goes down, there's a backup price API so that there's no issues. Otherwise, we are testing out Lightning through Voltage, which we integrated with the BTCPay Server. And I think that will be really cool to finally get on our app, and as well as our production level of BTCPay Server. We use BTCPay Server similar to how other companies use it. There's no real trade secrets, I would say. Everything is super transparent. Their docs are all laid out, so we utilize it just how it comes. There's no special modifications that we do on BTCPay side. When a customer goes to one of our ATMs and they want to purchase Bitcoin with cash, they can initiate the transaction at the ATM. They'll press the buy button, and every 15 minutes, we queue transactions all together and we broadcast them on the network through the BTCPay Server API. As far as final words, I would just say, if you're looking to accept Bitcoin or have a passion project in terms of a small exchange, I would definitely check out BTCPay Server for anything related to Bitcoin. Yes, I have. So prior to having a cash in transit service, which is just a fancy word for an armored truck, we and I would pick up cash from a variety of different ATMs that we had in the Northeast. And I would see a lot of defaced bills when counted the cash.
So how are you doing today?
Hold on 1 second. We're about to be 20 minutes late.